Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths. Another update video! Welcome to From the Devs 2.4.9.12. The devs have been busy, they are sprinting like crazy towards the final release date, of which I don't know when that is, because I don't remember. But they've been busy, and so here's another update full of lots of interesting stuff. I like this update. Partially, well, there's a number of things. And working down my list, well, there's things like more simple weapons, tweaked UI, new tutorials. So, here is where, like, the new tutorial thing is really good. I like it, so we're just going to run through the basic one right here. And it's really simple. So here we are. This is the second time I'm recording this, by the way, because my microphone was so excited that it didn't work. So, here we go. So yeah, it's stuff like that. Very simple, very straightforward tutorial. Makes pleasing sounds when you do stuff. I'll do that. I recommend you play through all of them again, even if you know the game backwards and forwards. And getting into the designer now. So, crams and Steam components have been repriced. I would love to show you that, but I don't remember their original price. I think gauge increases have been dropped in cost significantly. Heavy barrels have been made more expensive. High explosive pellets are just as expensive as they were. Wait, no, they're not. Oh my god, what the hell? Huh, interesting. These are all the same price now. Does that mean they're all as good as each other? I need to go test that. More, thank you. Same price. That's weird. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't notice that before. See? Good things come of me having to record a video again. Oof, excuse me. So, yeah. That's been, prices have been dropped mostly for cram cannons, which is very good. Steam engines also, I'm not sure, because I never use Steam engines, so I don't know what numbers are different here. Those of you, it'll be in the patch notes, so feel free to go read those. I'm not just going to read them out, same as usual. Not going to do that, video will be too long. So anyway, repricing are all around for the stuff that people weren't using that much. Getting back to the main menu, there is an exciting new feature, and that is the custom battle. So this is, well, battle simulator territory we've got going right here. This is essentially Wootner's tournament mod, but in the game itself. So here we have all these kind of things. Supposing scenes spawn 1,000 meters apart, and we can tweak that, and we can tweak symmetric materials, blah 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 blah. Zero salvage versus zero material. Here's all the rules concerning altitude, distance, speed, all that stuff. And here's the teams. We can add teams. We can set this set team as the player team. You can change their colors, and let's add something fun. What should we have fight each other? So let's have, what should we do? You know what we should do? We should have the pterodactyl versus the pterodactyl. And let's go back here and have them spawn 2,000 meters apart, because otherwise they'll just run away from each other, and that's no good. That's no good, so let's start, and here we are. The game is paused. And basically, this is a godsend for people who want to run tournaments, because this makes it a lot easier. Which is very nice indeed. Can these things even get out of the water? Did I put balloons on them? I don't even remember. Anyway, so you can disable the UI, and you can still see them on there. So it's like it's exactly like the tournament mod, actually. So here we go, and here our two planes are now going to shoot at each other fruitlessly for quite some time, because they're too fast to hit each other. For the most part. Unless they get really lucky right now. Nope. No, they're not. So yeah, this is the tournament mod, basically. But it's vanilla, and it's awesome. Come on guys, you need to get one shot off at least. And you're shooting yourself. That's a great start. There you go. Now the fight's begun, and before anything happens, let's get back to the main menu. Okay, so that's really awesome. Okay, and back here, I tried to figure out the first time around what the hell this means, but UI tweak, show material costs for construct. So, if I load up, say, these... Oh, now... What? Now it's happening? What? Oh, it only does it for recently saved ones. Resave... Save over? No, that didn't do it. Okay. Damn it. Huh. I think it only does that for things you save, like, after that particular change was made. Yeah, nope, yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, that's annoying. Oh well. But yeah, so previously you couldn't see the material cost or the block count of any saved sub-object. Now you can. So that's a very welcome change. And what else, what else? There's various bug fixes, various tweaks. There's stuff making way for the campaign changes, which includes better diplomacy. There's no more garrisons, there'll be more mobile fleets running around. You can form alliances with people, factions, and it's all really cool. And Draba's been busy again. Draba, he's a controversial figure, he is. Because he's been messing around with the way lambs work, missiles and missile distractions work, the way smoke works. Basically lasers and missiles, which is his purview, to be perfectly honest with you. So we go here... And smoke. Okay, so here we have a smoke shell, 200mm. It's been changed again. So smoke strength 100, which means that the smoke cloud this thing makes reduces the armor penetration of lasers to about 65%. On the bright side, this means that that APS smoke is really good for reducing the offensive potential of any laser coming from a laser combiner. The bad news is that means that these things are useless now for shutting down LAM systems, because like LAMs have hardly any AP anyway, they don't rely on it, so yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Like, I'm not entirely happy with that change, but I guess we'll just get used to it, because frankly, missiles and crams have been buffed to the point now where they can get through LAM systems pretty easily anyway, so you don't really need APS smoke as much as you used to. Unless you want to use big advanced cannons, in which case you're going to have a hard time, because LAMs these days are really, really good at shooting down big APS shells, because they don't have... Because you look here, the health of... Where is it? Shell health is 383. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing to a decent LAM system. Compare that with the ridiculously high health of a large missile, which I'll show you right now, actually. So, missile controller, and large missile. Oh, they've organized this better. That's nice. No gantries. So we'll stick a gantry on here. So this thing already, this is a one segment long large missile. It has 12,000 health. It has more health than, well, that's a health of 4 heavy armor beams. So I'd love to, me and other people would love to know what these missiles are made of, because they're not made of metal or even heavy armor. Stalinium, most like it. And anyway, so that's that. Draba's been busy there. In future, there's going to be more changes, like changes to ammunition, I guess the numbers with that, and what you might call it, and just general APS tweaks, which people might hate or might love. I hopefully in between. But yeah, so that's that. And here's a really important note. New shields. New kind of shield. Because, the old shields I don't think anyone really liked except possibly Hikari. Sorry, Hikari. Couldn't resist. Anyway, so, new shields. They just buff armor of blocks. So, here we have a wood beam that has 3 armor. So, if I want to increase that armor, I can either stack lots of materials, or I can do this. So go here in the mist curtain, and suddenly, next to the shield projector, we have the shield generator. What is this? It is this. It is a really, actually quite clever but simple way to have not entirely passive protection. So, here we have the generator, so this is the main thing. That little nozzle on top there points inwards towards the ring you make with it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a ring, which we will now make with the rest of it. So it's 3 components. There's the generator, pipes, and the corners. So you make a square, like so. And it doesn't have to be a square, by the way. You can do wacky things with the shape of these. But what this does is that it increases the armor of the outermost blocks in its particular plane. So this thing is facing forwards and backwards, this gap in the middle. This is the smallest possible one you can make. It's using 210 power in order to provide plus 3.8 armor to all blocks facing forward and back. So this wood block right here, armor class boosted from 3 to 6.8, which is more than double, and very importantly means that fragments don't do full damage to these blocks of wood anymore, which is really important. And it still works with armor stacking. So if we go back here, so the AC of this is, get it at exactly the right angle, is yeah, so about almost 10, which is great actually, because this is just 2 layers of wood. And if you just break this, you can see it's just it's 6 again. But put this back in, it's 9. And you could put more of these on here. So if we do this, no, wrong setting. If we do this again, so it's now jumped up to 4.7. So you can stack these things as much as you like. There's diminishing returns. So, like, there's only so many of these things you can place, and only so a certain size you can reach before it starts getting pointless to make them any bigger or make any more of them. And you can also stick them in any plane you'd like. So here we have, let's put one here like this, and now stuff on the outside, which, by the way, it works with all blocks, not just structural blocks. So this RTG has now got way more armor. So here we have, so plus 3.7 armor class, although this one is apparently... Oh, right, because this one's on the front here. It's boosting there as well. 7.7, 6.7, and you can also, like, there's no extra power for how many blocks you are boosting. So if I do, this and do this, so now it's up and down, it's being boosted. You see here, armor class is boosted from 3 to 5.8. There's no additional power cost for that. It's still using 210 power. It's buffing like almost 300 blocks, because most of these are on the bottom. Armor class boosted from 3.8, from 1 to 3.8. This is significant. This is a big deal. And it means that you can just stick, well, these things can be made quite small. You can just passively enhance armor in all directions without having to fiddle with those stupid projectors. So I love these things. I love them a lot. They are volatile, though, and I just remembered now that I should probably test how volatile they are. Because charged with that much energy and volatile if pipes damaged. So apparently, what the hell was that? Oh, there's a ladder right there. So if you do this now... So yeah, it just took out the floor. Let's do that again. Let's take out a fun one. So that was that one. Let's take out... Yeah, so okay, thankfully that didn't take out the rest of the shield generators. How much health do these things have? Not much, so these things are also quite delicate, so... Bit of an issue if they do that, but yeah, I love this new feature. This is a game changer, for me particularly, because you know me, people. Those of you who watch my content often know me. I hate shields protectors, and I like these things a lot more already, because basically almost free armor. It's not quite free armor, but almost free, so that's very nice. Okay, getting on to my favorite bit of this new update. So those of you who watch my channel might remember that I did a preview video on even more simple weapons that were incoming. Rhea was kind enough to send me a preview file of new simple weapons that were going to be added, and they're in the game now, and it's really cool. And I love it. And so we're here now. I paused the game, I didn't mean to do that. Here we go here, here we go here. Here we go here. Okay, so there we have our big friendly marauder, and by big friendly marauder we're going to abuse it a bit more. Go here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Here. Local weapon controller goes here, and simple weapon time! Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of recap on simple weapons, both new and old. So here we have, oh sorry, they're sorted into categories now. It's all nice and organized. So we have the Age of Sail cannons, which includes former small cannon, now it's called the 16-pounder, former large cannon, now called the 32-pounder swivel gun, the 64-pounder cannon, which I showed off before, and the Rocket's revolutionary revolving blast gun, which also I showed off before, I believe. Really inaccurate. So also the other categories: light weapons, medium weapons, heavy weapons, and custom shell weapons. So we'll start with these. So the 16-pounder is the one we all know and love. It's got tiny little gun, super cheap, uses hardly any ammo because it uses about 10 ammo per shot, does a lot of kinetic damage, only really useful for shooting things at close range which are made of wood. So there's that. And here we have the large cannon, which makes a lovely noise now. I might have done that before, but I don't remember. So, is it going to hit anything? Yes, it is. Are you going to hit something? Nope, you're not. You failure, get out of here. So there's that one, and then you have the 64-pounder gun, which is big and delightful, and has horrible accuracy, default accuracy. So these have been buffed since the last time we've seen them on the channel, so they now do 15,000.1 kinetic damage. Why there's a 0.1 there, I don't know. Very good shot velocity, like that's better than a lot of advanced cannons. Uses 75 ammo per shot, and yeah, so it's basically, this is a starter gun. This is what you use to shoot marauders. So it did about 2,000 kinetic damage right now. Knocks blocks off. Best used en masse, as you can expect for Age of Sail stuff. And this thing is completely inaccurate. So apparently there was an amusing bug when this update first came out, so we're talking 2.4.9.8, where these things didn't have spread on their shots, which meant that they were ludicrously overpowered, because each shot they do actually does quite a bit of damage. 600 kinetic damage, 20 armor piercing, 550 velocity. So that was an issue, but they're fixed now, and so these things probably best for bombers actually. You strap these onto the underside of a low-flying bomber and then fly over something, a whole bunch of these all unload at once, tear stuff up, and then that's that. Then it flies away for its 45-second reload to happen. So that's pretty cool right there. Now moving on to light weapons, here is our 50 caliber AA gun, which is adorable, and that's about it. It has lousy damage, pretty not great armor piercing, great shot velocity, but the dispersion is terrible. These things are basically just decoration that cost ammunition. So yeah, it is really cute though, and also gives you a sense of perspective, because a 50 caliber gun in real life is actually a pretty big gun. Like, you stand next to it, you realize, whoa, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's a weapon you can cut down trees with, and people have done exactly that. So, from the depths, scaled up quite a lot. And I don't think we've hit that marauder even once yet. So, there's that, and now we have something that's actually useful. It is a 20mm quad gun. And this thing I quite like. So we're actually doing damage to the marauder now. It goes pew pew pew, can shoot down a duster, decently ammo efficient, because if we look here, ammo use 100, magazine capacity 80, little over 1 ammunition per bullet fired. So yeah, this thing can take down a duster. In fact, let's demonstrate that right now with a duster. Show me your stuff. So you see, bits falling off the duster as we speak. This does more than that. Okay, so the reason it can do that is because it actually has pretty good armor piercing. It does full damage to wood, can put a reasonable dent on metal. So yeah, this is one of my favorites actually. It's a pretty good little gun. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a thing right there. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And moving on to medium weapons. So here we have the twin 40mm gun, whoops, that we had before. So let's spawn in a duster again, because that's hilarious and cool. Boop, 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 boop. There's that Bofors that everyone loves. Let's spawn in a Marauder, actually. So yeah, this is pretty much the same as the last time I covered it. But as was in the preview video, there's now more. There is more indeed, my friend. So here we have the quad version. It's the same thing, but twice as much. So it goes boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Boom, 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 shake the room. Hi, boom, how's it going? So there's that, quad gun. And then you have the octuple version, which has ludicrously good ammo efficiency, actually, because these guys... Magazine capacity 16, ammo use 200, ammo use 400, magazine capacity 32, and then you have magazine capacity is 1120, ammo use 800. So I think these get more ammo efficient as you go. They just get more expensive. So this quad is twice as expensive as this, more than actually 105. Yeah, way more. 25 materials. More than twice the cost of this, and same thing here. So 275 times 2 is 550, so that's an extra 25 materials right there, but more magazine capacity. But we are doing lots of damage, because these things also do a tiny amount of explosive damage along with kinetic, which means that against wooden targets, they work beautifully. So yeah, that's a welcome change. These things are actually really good against deepwater guardcraft, which is great, because that's what they're meant to be. They're meant to be starter weapons, meant to be for like starter craft, new players, etc, etc. So they do that very well. Well done, guys. So there we have that, and now we have heavy weapons. And so, first heavy weapon is the grenade launcher that we've seen before. And this thing isn't firing because, weirdly enough, this thing is classified as a heavy weapon, even though, like, it uses APS shells as ammunition, so it kind of should be in the custom shell weapon section, but I don't know. Maybe they'll change that, maybe they won't. Doesn't really matter. But in any case, this thing needs advanced cannon, shell controller thingy-me-bobby, what's it? Ammo controller, there we go. So we're gonna make one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Fuse, can it even handle a shell this big? And flak head so we can see it explode. So these are 60mm, so it does the damage you see right there. Not a lot, but I think the damage in this gets boosted, so I'm not allowed to... This shell is too long, so... Whoop. Let's try this now. And flak head. How about now, darling? Hey, darling! Way you go. Actually, yeah. Starting default accuracy is terrible, so there, way you go. So, the dispersal on this is hilariously bad. But it actually does do quite a bit of damage if you load it with the right ammunition, and it uses bugger all ammunition per shot. Usually 10.5 per round. It's got a magazine of 20. So that's about 200 ammunition per magazine. It's a lot for what this can do, but like if I think any less than that, it'd just be too easy to spam these little grenade launchers all over the place, and that'll be a bit of a balanced nightmare. So it does do decent damage. So you fire again, and again, little animations of it. Really cool. Bang, 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 bang. Best used en masse, as usual. Okay, so that's enough of you. And now we get into the more interesting heavy weapons, which some of which might be familiar to you. I mean, one of which. So this is the Autocannon. Our good old friend, the Autocannon, been in From the Depths for a long time, seen a lot of changes, and now it's better than ever because it now has a default accuracy of the absolute minimum, and it has animations now, and it's more dynamic. So you notice it looks a little bit different. It also moves a little bit different. It has motion in its ocean. Little animation, little rotary ammunition bit. And it does good damage. Shells are a little bit slower and they do arc now. But that's the thing, like these heavy weapons have slower shot speed, but they do more damage. So that's their main jam, you can say. All the other ones, so if you go here, light and medium ones are really more, and Age of Sail really, they're more, well no, sorry. So light weapons, medium weapons are kind of more strictly anti-air, they're meant for swatting light planes out of the air. Age of Sail cannons and the heavy weapons kind of do a lot more damage, even though you kind of need to be a bit closer for them to work, and they're a little bit more ammo heavy, ammo use heavy, sorry, but yeah, they do more damage, bigger. It's all really cool. Also love the sound it makes. Awesome. And so, there's one addition to the heavy weapons, which is one of my favorite parts of this update, is the 30mm assault cannon, which is a rotary cannon. For those of you who've been wanting a minigun as a simple weapon, here it is! The devs have heard you, and they're on the same page as us. So go here and... Now, here's the thing. This 30mm rotary cannon doesn't do as much damage as the 60mm autocannon. Simply because the shells are about, well, half the size. They do about less than half the damage. But it's way more ammo efficient because per magazine... So here we have the magazine capacity of the autocannon is 9 shots, 500 kinetic damage. 4 armor piercing. So, same armor piercing over here. It's 4. Less than half kinetic damage, only 220, but ammo use is also 50. But the magazine capacity is 50 as well. So it's 1 ammunition per shot. This is a lot more than that. This is, let's see, 50 divided by 9 is 5 and a bit. So this uses 5 and a bit ammo per shot. This uses only 1. So these are way more ammo efficient at this point. This does way more damage. I think that's pretty balanced. That might get tweaked. But yeah, you can run a lot of these off just not that many ammo barrels. So, good. And it's really simple just to up the amount of ducker you put out with these things, because you can literally just do this. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop. Hey, look at that. I have 4 times as much ducker. If this isn't the thumbnail, then I don't know what's gonna be the thumbnail. Come on, fire again for daddy. Who's daddy? I don't know. I don't know who my daddy is. Always know who your daddy is. I'm sorry, that got weird. So in any case, that's the heavy weapons, and that's really cool. And now we move on to the really interesting one, which is the custom shell weapons. So, we've got this thing we've seen before. We've got the 94mm or 3.7-inch gun. And so again, you need advanced cannon shells for this. I'm going to load the same one I put in the grenade launcher. tweak the accuracy, and boop! Very quick. Simple weapon. Simple to set up. Big boom. So that's that. And the one that you would have seen in the preview video I put out before, Rhea's little sneak peek via me, this is the same thing, except it's got more armor and is slightly heavier. This has 15 armor to weight 200. This has 20 armors, weight 220. So, only difference. Other than that, exactly the same functioning. It functions exactly the same. And got alloy armor on it, which might annoy some people, because alloy is still the ugliest thing in the world, really. Well, not in the world, but it's the least sexy structural block in the game. But in any case, that's that one, and now we have this, a 130mm Casemate Gun. And this is awesome, because this is just, I don't know whether, I think we will get more, like more just custom ammo, custom shell weapons. I don't know what they are yet, but I think we will get more of them in days to come. But this is the first big one, the 130mm one. So tweak that, and set to that, and bam. Similar thing. So same as the other one, except it's more of a secondary ship shooting gun rather than an anti-aircraft gun. And the only reason, as I said before, that I have flak on these is because it looks cool. Also, it's really easy to stick stuff on top of them, so you can do that. This one isn't controlled by AI, but never mind. You can just stick it on a turret if you want to do that. So that's all the new simple weapons, and the one last final change that's quite important, and go away Marauder, we don't need you anymore. AI, connector, boop, 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 radar 360, boop, is that... Dun, 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 dun. Where are you? Railings no longer block detection, so it can see through this. Which is a welcome change, because people like their railings. And... what the hell am I looking... I never have been in here. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so many railings. So many railings. What the hell? Oh my goodness. That's weird. In any case, so that's basically it. Oh darn it, I forgot to mention something super important, and that is... let's... crud. Okay, so... I'm gonna need to build one of these again. Thankfully, that's really easy. So, these things, which are awesome, cannot be used in conjunction with shield projectors. So, shield projectors don't work if there are shield rings on the vehicle. So, that is, I guess a necessary balance change, because can you imagine how annoying it would be to, if the perforator not only had stupid butterfly shields, but also had bonus armor, so because it has more power than it knows what to do with. So yeah, that is a thing. You have to pick and choose between your shields, and I, for one, know exactly which one I'm gonna pick. Spoiler alert, it's not the shield protection. Shield projectors can go to hell, because currently they suck, and I don't like them. So that's basically it for these patch notes. I'm going to leave you lovely people with something I made earlier. So this is already a craft that I made, which uses the new simple weapons, the assault guns, to amusing effect. So we go here. So it's spitting out lots of bullets, lots of bullets. It's not really a particularly meta craft, it's more of a starter thing. Only costs about 6,000 materials. Runs off RTGs, made of wood, no armor. Lots of bullets. Lots and lots of bullets, though. So, easy to make them. Like, I really need to, like in the coming days, I'm gonna probably need to make videos on the new simple weapons, on go into more detail on how to use them and like what works well with them, like when you should use them and when you should use a different weapon type. I should probably also go into more detail about ring shields. So if you, yes you, watching this video, have been doing science since this update came out and you've found particularly fun things to do with the new update, so simple weapons, the ring shields, the missiles, lamps, whatever, do let me know, because share the love, share the info, we're all learning together. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon if you like, and I will see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell!